My name's David Speers and I'm the political editor of Sky News Australia. My main commitment of the day is a 2-hour program in the afternoon from 4 till 6 p.m. Called PM Agenda, and that involves a lot of interviews. So most of the day is about lining up those interviews, finding something that's going to push the agenda ahead a bit, push the news agenda ahead, but also cover the main stories of the day in politics and international affairs. We do have people in mind that are go-to people on various topics, such as aged care or higher education or the economy or Indigenous affairs, but we love to hear from people that haven't been heard from before as well, people who might bring a fresh perspective to it. For us also, it's often good to cover these issues with a panel discussion where you have 2 or 3 voices representing different views within the sector. So if people can come to us saying, why don't you do a panel discussion on this, and here are a couple of names you might want to consider, that sometimes works too. The best way to pitch is to recognise a story that's emerging, a story or an issue that's going to be a story, and to get into my ear, either via email or Twitter is a good example as well, and suggest this is an angle that you want to pursue. What's also going to be very attractive is if it's exclusive or not something that's a broad email that says, this is our response to the issue of the day and call us if you want. I mean, yes, there'll be times when we do that, but if it's sold as more of a direct relationship, David, here's an idea for you, that's always going to be more attractive, because the reality is we're going to want to do things that haven't already been seen and heard throughout the day. It's something that we try to do is provide something that's original. Well, first they have to think about how long the segment is, and they can ask us that. Is it a 5-minute segment? Is it a 3-minute segment? Is it a 10 or 15-minute segment? That will give them an idea of roughly how long they're going to be speaking for, how much time they've got to play with. And also ask, and don't be afraid to do this, what particular areas or what particular topics are you going to want to address? Because, make no mistake, politicians do this every day now, and increasingly so. Their press secretaries will say, what topic areas do you want to cover? And that helps them. We're happy to share broadly what topic areas are going to be covered. We probably won't give the specific questions, but the broad topic areas. So you ask as much as you think you can of the journalist or the presenter, and then start to think about the key points you want to make on each of those, and no more than 2 or 3 really. And it might only be 1 point that you want to make. Don't try and make half a dozen points. It's too many. You've got to keep coming back to the main message. Keep coming back to the main message. Start on that main message, finish on that main message, and hit it as often as you can. For those who aren't doing media as regularly, they need to think, I guess, about what the journalist is going to want to be after, what the program they're going on is about and trying to achieve. Have some answers in mind that are going to go to the questions that are going to be tricky and those that are going to be easier. Say them out loud. Practice your answers if you are new to this. That goes a long way, I think. And try and keep the answers short. It's easy to do a 2-minute answer. It's much harder to be concise and nail an answer in 30 seconds. If you can do that, you're cutting through and you're going to be attractive to get back on. When you're on television, you're talking to people who don't have any idea about this issue. Something might have piqued their interest. Don't think about the cameras and the people who might be watching. Explain your answers in the way you would to someone who doesn't follow your sector or follow politics or isn't an expert in this field. Explain things as simply as you can. Look, I'm on Twitter and not on Facebook, but Twitter I'm on as a work tool, and I do look at it throughout the day. I think for community groups they need to be on it, particularly Twitter. I can't really speak for Facebook, but they need to be on it, they need to be active on it. Yes, you'll get your fingers burnt on occasion, but if you're there and you're a presence, you'll get better at it, and you will be influential and you will be watched.